Now at 11, a plane takes on gunfire just before taking off to Indianapolis. The scary moments on board and where the investigation stands tonight.
And the big weather talker this coming week will be our first chance for some snowflakes. We're going to dive into it and kind of let you know how cold it's about to get this coming week.
Plus, a medical mission serving people in need in our community. We'll show you how volunteers brought free health care and more to hundreds of people. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News. Grounded because of gunfire. A Southwest Airlines flight was hit by a bullet last night in Dallas, and that plane was getting ready to fly here to Indianapolis. Our Marina Silva shares what happened and how the passengers are doing now.
A scary situation for passengers on Southwest Flight 2494 from Dallas Love Field to Indianapolis.
Southwest 2494, we'd like to return to the gate. Need to have an inspection done here on the aircraft. 2494, roger.
Just before takeoff to Indy Friday night, a bullet hit their plane and went into the cockpit. The incident shocking to travelers into the weekend.
It's kind of like, wow, it hits you, you know.
Yeah.
Something like that can happen, like you just said.
Yeah.
At Dallas for, you know.
Southwest Airlines says the plane was getting ready to leave the runway with 99 passengers on board.
This was somebody who could very well have been aiming at the plane, and we don't know.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's the whole part. You know, that's kind of questionable, you know, and how it can happen in general, you know.
Exactly.
They released a statement saying, quote, Southwest Airlines Flight 2494 taxied safely back to the terminal at Dallas Love Field after a bullet apparently struck the right side of the aircraft just under the flight deck while the crew was preparing for departure for Indianapolis. No injuries were reported. Dallas police believe it was random gunfire. Other passengers saying a bullet hitting a plane, not something you'd ever expect.
Every time you get on a flight, a plane, you know, it's a chance it might crash. So thinking about a stray bullet hitting you on the plane is really like, man, what's next, you know? So,
according to FlightAware, passengers made it here to Indy just before 2 a.m. after being delayed for hours. In Indianapolis, Marina Silva, 13 News.
Divers with IFD spent some time this afternoon searching a pond for a missing man. They were in a neighborhood near Rockville Road and 465. IMPD has been searching for 48-year-old James Rich, who disappeared overnight. Police canines led them to the pond in Wayne Township that you see here. Divers did not find anything this afternoon, but they may go back out tomorrow. All right, Matt's been warning us all week that we are about to experience a change in the weather. So, Matt, we're talking not only rain, not only cooler temperatures, but potentially first snow of the season.
Yeah, some snowflakes flying around.
Okay.
So far, we're a few days out.
Yeah.
But we do think we'll see a couple snowflakes mixing with the raindrops. So this isn't a snowstorm or anything like that. But it's kind of interesting to see a snowflake on the 7th day, and we'll be showing that here in a little bit.
That's true.
All right, Jenny, I want to show you Lucas Oil Stadium. Boy, it's been a busy weekend there for Bands of America. So many talented student musicians have been downtown Indy. And today we had a lot of clouds, although we ended the day with some sun. This is a live look in downtown there right towards Lucas Oil. We're sitting in the 40s now, so we've cooled off a little bit. But we're going to start warming up before we have that little snow chances on the way. Got some southerly winds now, 11 miles per hour. We're going to see those increase throughout the night and into the day tomorrow. So we're in the 40s now. We'll probably get to maybe some low 40s and upper 30s by tomorrow morning. Clouds will be back on the increase. It was nice to get a little bit of sun this afternoon. It took a while, but we've got our first front on the way. It's not going to really do much for us, although maybe give us a stray sprinkle tomorrow north of Indy. The storm system that's really going to make things interesting is the one hitting the Pacific Northwest. So we're going to time out, Jenny, when you can expect maybe some rain and also possibly some snowflakes.
All right, Matt, see you in a few minutes. Thank you. Happening tomorrow, the Hamilton Heights community is holding a celebration of life to remember their high school principal. Jared Mason died Tuesday after an illness. Since then, there's been an outpouring of support for the 48-year-old and his family. He'd been principal at the high school for over a decade. Sunday's memorial is at 2 o'clock at the Hamilton Heights Student Activity Center. Hundreds of people in need received free health care today thanks to Ascension St. Vincent. They hosted their 8th annual medical mission at home. Our Logan Gay shares the impact it's having on the community.
For some Hoosiers, the everyday stresses of life may be getting in the way of visiting a doctor's office for their annual checkup. But Saturday, staff and volunteers with Ascension St. Vincent bridged that gap by bringing the doctor's office to them.
This is the mission of Ascension St. Vincent, to take care of our most vulnerable patients.
They lived up to that mission by opening the doors of St. Monica's Catholic Church and giving free medical services, coats, and food support to more than 400 people.
It's right before the holidays. No matter what faith tradition one is, I mean, this gets us all focused on what's to come next month as we take care of each other.
So this is truly a one-stop shop. They have everything that they need right here in this building, from flu vaccines to a pharmacy to foot washing, physical therapy, and even dental screenings, making it easy for the people who need it most to get the care that they need.
People like Barbara Richards.
I did pharmacy services where if you need meds, they'll provide those for you at no cost. Foot washing, oh my God, heavenly. They will test your blood sugar.
Dr. Alan Berkovitz says the need is real in the community. He says many people here struggle with barriers like transportation, financial, and language.
Not only does this serve a need today, but it also serves the need moving forward for people to get the care they need. And again, not just medical care, but support care.
There's a lot of people who don't speak English, and so coming here is helpful because they speak. They're able to interpret.
The staff here hopes this event will be the first step in making sure people here know medical care is always within reach, no matter who they are. All they have to do is call.
This ain't a one-time stop and no more. You know, there's follow-up.
In Indianapolis, Logan Gay, 13 News.
Big news in Bloomington this weekend. Kurt Signetti just got a contract extension, 8 years and almost double his current salary. So it's worth about $8 million a year, plus an additional $1 million retention bonus. The coach's contract now runs through November 2032. The Hoosiers are a perfect 10-0 right now, the best start in school history. They are ranked 5th in the nation. IU is off this weekend, but they'll get a big challenge next week. They face number 2 Ohio State in Columbus. Meanwhile, in Muncie, Ball State just fired its football coach after a 3-7 start to the season. Mike New has gone 40-63 in 9 seasons with the Cardinals. According to a release from Ball State Athletics, offensive line coach Colin Johnson will serve as interim head coach while they search for a permanent replacement. Well, a rivalry renewed today in the Monon Bell Classic. The DePaul Tigers and the Wabash Little Giants faced off for the 130th time. The Tigers didn't score until late in the first quarter, but they led 14-7 at halftime and then really pulled away in the second half. They won this one 42-21. DePaul is now undefeated at 10-0. They also earned a 4th straight conference championship. Well, happening right now, the Bands of America Grand Nationals. We'll give you a live look at Lucas Oil Stadium tonight. Again, this is where the final performance just ended just a few minutes ago. Awards set to begin at 11:30. 3 Indiana high schools are in the finals tonight: Avon, Carmel, and Castle, which is in southern Indiana. We'll let you know how they finished coming up tomorrow on Weekend Sunrise. Still ahead tonight, beginning to look a lot like Christmas in downtown Indy. We'll take you inside the Circle of Lights installation. Plus, a big kick for a big payday. The cash a college student from Fishers earned with one very exciting field goal. Matt.
Hey, Jenny, if you're trying to do some Christmas lights, it may not be a bad idea the next couple days. Get a little bit warmer, but more cold fronts on the way with snow chances this week. We'll have more details on how much you can expect.